The heroics of James Harden in the Sixers win over the Celtics tonight. 45 points, including this three that was the dagger for the Sixers to win without Joel Embiid.
15 seconds to go. Horford has him out top. James with a dribble. Harden one-on-one. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Harden for three. Shot up. It's good. Harden made a triple. The Sixers go up by 2. 8 seconds to go.
Sixers Radio Network on the call. The Celtics would lose the ball out of bounds. They would make free throws. The Sixers would, and they win it by 4, and they take game 1 without Joel Embiid. Now, let me say this. Tomorrow they're going to award the MVP. Is Joel Embiid still the MVP? They can win.
He wasn't the MVP before this game.
Game 1 on the road without him. How big of an MVP is he? He can win
I'd
game
like
1
to
without
change
him.
my vote.
But Harden goes for 45, and what impressed me the most about him, yes, he had the big 3 at the end. He had 45 points. But watching him in the last 3 minutes of regulation, because you would think, and the Celtics clearly thought this, these shots are all going to be James Harden. Like, who else is going to make? Like, Maxi's a good player, but here you are at the end. It's a close game. Harden's going to take these shots. And James Harden found a way every single time the Sixers had the basketball in the final 2.5, 3 minutes to get the ball to the right teammate for either a basket or free throws. He didn't take a shot until the final 8 seconds when he took that 3. Every other time he had the ball, he would have Celtics players chasing him. He would find guys for big buckets. He would find guys that would get fouled and go to the free throw line. He was absolutely masterful. I mean, this was James Harden's best game as a Sixer by far, his best game in a long time, and it's not even close. Now, that being said, don't expect it every game. This is not James Harden suddenly is turning into James Harden and look out. Oh, he's this guy. No. The Sixers had a long layoff. Harden had a long time to rest. He is an older player. We have seen the player he has been over the course of the past 1.5 years with Philadelphia. He is a facilitator. He'll score 20 points a game. He's still terrific, but he's not the superstar he was. This was a game where, hey, once in a while, coming off of rest, I can give you a game like this. Don't expect it again, because now, in a day, is he going to come back and be this spry? Right? No, he's not. That's why they need Joel Embiid back in here. But for one game, this was, hey, this is a throwback to what James Harden used to be able to do almost on a nightly basis 5 years ago. Now he can't. He's older. He's in a different spot in his career. We get it. And he's not lied to us and said, I can still do it, but I don't feel like doing it. But once in a while, he can give you a game like this, and this is what went on with the Sixers. And this is bringing my big-time fear to the front of prominence that the Sixers, this is the year they're going to wind up winning big in the playoffs, and we're going to have to hear them talking about it all the time. We have the MVP. We have 2 MVPs. James Harden was everything the Sixers do. Respect us, respect us, respect us. And this is going to be the year, finally, because it's a crazy-ass year in the playoffs, that the Sixers are going to actually win games and validate. And we're going to have to hear Embiid and Harden and Doc all throughout the playoffs talk about how great they are.
All right, first off, Giannis is going to win the MVP, and then he's going to say, see, I'm not a failure. I have this trophy.
Giannis, congratulations on the MVP. Is this season a failure going out in the first round despite the fact
now that you have
trophy?
this hardware, does it sting a little more that you're no longer playing this
Does the season become more of a failure because you actually won the MVP this time again?
What do I think of my performance?
Performance. But yeah, I mean, you saw some absolutely inane plays down the stretch. Marcus Smart, you had the foul on Tatum. I want to show you what I just pulled up, the shot chart for the fourth quarter. You didn't have but one shot from the Celtics in the fourth quarter that was outside the free throw lane that they hit.
Yeah.
And they give up a 12-point lead. No Joel Embiid. Celtics dominating in the interior, doesn't matter. Can't hit from their few shots from the outside, and James Harden's special. They take care of the basketball. They hit their free throws. And for one night, we mentioned it, April 22nd was their last game. It's an awful lot of time to just sit around.
A lot of downtime.
Watch TV,
Get
dancers.
healthy, rest.
whatever. I
They're
don't
not
care what he does.
Going to watch dancers.
No, but he's not dancing.
Okay, he's going to watch the dancers.
But like leisurely activity.
Yeah.
I mean, heart rate gets. I mean, you get a little bit of cardio because the heart rate's going to get up by what you're envisioning and what you're seeing there. But you're chill for over a week.
Yeah.
And historically, we've seen James Harden run out of gas. Like, that's the narrative of his life.
It's going to happen.
Right?
Going to happen.
Great regular season. Goes through some peaks and valleys in the final month of the regular season. Get to the playoffs, he's out of gas. He's got nothing left because he's worked so hard for the buckets. And in the playoffs, you don't necessarily get those touch fouls that he used to get. And the reputation, it's almost like there's a picture of him for each officiating crew. What's the game? Oh, it's James. Yeah, you can't call that anymore. The fouls that he used to get aren't there. So an extraordinary turn of events between he and Maxey. They did a fantastic job tonight. They steal one in Boston, and I will see how they respond. With Joel Embiid progressing, right? He's trending towards better days. Well, if he's just rehabbing, like he's not testing it basketball-wise, I would hope so.
This is, though, as good as it was for the Sixers, right? As good as it was, this was an absolutely unforgivable loss for the Celtics.
Oh, it's incredibly
this is just
pathetic. Yeah.
How do you lose when it's not like they surprised you. You had a 12-point lead and you couldn't close that out against a team that had one option, and you couldn't figure out how to defend James Harden, how to defend the Sixers. Like they decided, we're going to make somebody else beat us. Well, after a little while, the lead getting whittled down, you have to kind of alter things a little bit. But it was we're going to run around after James Harden, and he's going to find a way to get the ball free. They're going to get hoops. We're not going to get stuff. Our offense is stagnant. We can't make a hoop. This is unforgivable by the Celtics. I mean, there's games you can lose game one. Look, the Knicks lost game one. I'm more mad than I am anything else because the Knicks should have won, but it's not like the Heat are terrible. They outcoached the Knicks. They figured out a way. Hey, we got to make the Knicks make threes, and Knicks couldn't make threes, and we're gonna find a way to collapse the paint on you. And Eric Spoelstra, we've talked about it for a long time, the most underrated coach in the NBA, and he outcoached Tom Thibodeau. So okay, I'm mad about that, but I get it. There was no Julius Randle, which was the big equalizer for the Knicks. This is, you got everybody, man. You got everybody. You got home court. You have time off. You have a team playing without a guy who could win the MVP tomorrow. And you can't win that game? Unforgivable by the Celtics. 100% unforgivable.
Well, you saw Melton off the bench, 6 of 10 from the field, 5 of 6 from three-point range. So closing out three-point shooting, not exactly what Boston had in mind. Harden was 7 of 14. Maxey struggled a little bit from the outside, but still finished with 26. Harris had 18. So some good equitable scoring along the way. But for James Harden, this is one of those that you just put in the file, right? I've seen a lot of people going, yeah, you slander James Harden. It's like, it's one game. It's a great game. Mm-hmm. Like, you take nothing away from it.
Sure.
And to your point, it's a bigger failure for Boston, letting this one get away with Embiid on the shelf.